Hello and welcome back. My name's Maxie and this is me, Reaching to the Stars, episode 11. Hi guys, and yep, I have been very busy. Let me just show you a bit of an update of what's going on now. So, the farm, I turned the tree farm off. I did do some oak, birch, some spruce. Did get to a few bits of wood. Might put it back on again, but perhaps at a later date. I've got enough wood at the moment, so I'm not overly worried. But most importantly, the sheep have friends. Yay! So we now have some sheep. I even have a black sheep of the family. There he is, Mr. Black Sheep. I have some pigs. And as you can see, I have some cows, and unfortunately they make babies, and the babies end up in here, and when they grow up they get slaughtered. Sorry everybody, but it's all in a good cause. It is. Sorry Mrs. Cow, but it's all in a good cause. Trust me, because I will show you what the good cause is. So if you look down here, we do need to hook up some machines. We do need. I am producing mob essence, which I need to use for when I make some mob farms. This is where the rancher comes down. So this will do wool. So I'm going to use some ender equipment, which we'll perhaps maybe do today or in the next episode. We've also got some composters, so it creates fertilizer for the actual, so I can use that on the farms themselves. They produce, it's like bone meal, but this is the pièce de résistance. Yes, I'm making meat, and we can cook that up and have it as meat. But most importantly, we have some pink slime, and this is what the farm was all about. All this processing up here was to produce pink slime, because I'm going to need pink slime later on. Alright, and that's something again that we're going to look forward to in the future within the series. Everything else is running fine, so the wheat and the carrots, they're fine, and I'm going to leave them as they are. Like I say, you may use the fertilizer to go onto it. My main food source is going to be potatoes, so I will at some point want to put it over to the into my storage system. Same with the wheat. I have emptied everything else out here from the farm, set a load of saplings. So I have emptied all the wood and all of the charcoal bits of stuff, because I may use these furnaces elsewhere, or at least that one. And charcoal, I have left it in here, just purely for the fact is that this is running off it, so that should be enough anyway. Just hold on a second. Sorry about that, folks. Yeah, just the alarm. My partner was just, so the phone rang. My partner has got that now. So, right, let's head off back over here, because this is where we're going to be working. Up here, as you can see, we have a terminal, a crafting terminal. I've got a crafting terminal in all of the levels now, all three of them, so it saves me having to run up and down stairs. I've also made some more lasers, so I have been doing a bit of mining, just because each of these lasers take 2 diamonds and needed quite a lot of obsidian, which you'll see in a moment. But this is where I've been doing the chipsets, and these basic chipsets are, well, you can do them as shapeless crafting using redstone diamond chipsets and gold chipsets. But the way I've been doing it is the assembly table itself. I need to put my teeth in, I think, today. Just running away with myself. But this is the cheaper way of doing it. You need one redstone, one bit silicon, and one diamond. So that's what I've been doing with the two basic and advanced. I have made quite a bit because, well, you'll see. Let me just go to sleep first. Let's come down here. That's what we're going to be doing today. So what are we doing? Well, last time we did a little bit of apply energistics, and this is what I've set it up. We had a little setup in front of me, but now I've set it up how I want it. And we're going to be filling it out with other machines that work with the ME drive. So we're going to have some monitors so I can actually see what items I've actually got in here. So that's what these are for. And hopefully this is what the door is going to be for, to be able to go through. Not going to be able to wander around here as you can do at the moment. So all the stuff is now being transferred. Well, I have left a couple of chests with oddments in there because I've used like carpenter's blocks or I've used micro blocks. I've left them over there. Said I didn't want to clutter them up. These system here. If I might put them in later on, but at the moment I don't really need them, so I've just shoved them over to here. Have made a few things, like say got some more diamonds. Been out to the Nether to get some more quartz. Needed some more Certus quartz as well, although I am running again low. So at some point we will get to use that pink slime. We'll see what that's all about. And I've been cooking up some bits and pieces, but I have it all stored over here. What I've actually been doing, it is very expensive, but these are the items that I've needed to craft up. Now I've made it quite big what I'm building, because this allows us to auto craft, so automatically craft. Instead of coming into here and finding a recipe and clicking on a recipe and then making it like so, alright, this time round what I want to do is that it will automatically do it for me. And what we need is I know it's actually called once it's been built, but we'll have a look at it when it's been built. But it allows us to auto craft in here for our applied energetics. So let me show you the new room. So you come here and they say this will be the back here, power and everything. And at the moment, as you can see, we do have 3. So yeah, it's starting to come together. But this is the room, and here we are. Ta-da! As you can see, yeah, I did use a bit of obsidian. I went a bit obsidian mad, to be quite honest. A bit of purple, but it was all in a good cause. So what have I been doing? Well, this is what I'm actually building here. This is what's going to hold all my patterns. Now there's 4 things that I need to use. One is the assembly containment wall, and as you can see, it's not too bad. Just use a bit of Certus quartz, gold and some iron. I've worked out that I needed about 50, 60, something like that to do what I want to do, because I'm making it 7 by 7. Now you don't have to make it as big as that. I think you can make it down as little as 3 by 3. One of the things that you do need to make an assembly containment wall. You also have to have the heat vents in there, so that is a must. And I think it's just a pattern provider. You don't need a CPU, but the CPU increases that the speed of it, how it creates things or how it crafts things. So I do have quite a few. Now you don't have to make it the same way as myself. You can make it and have as many CPUs as you want, but this is how you need to build it. The containment walls is literally what it is. It contains everything within the actual system itself. It is a multi-block, so you'll see it transform once you've got all the blocks in there. Like I say, I'm making a 7 by 7. I think I've made 1 extra or 2 extra than I didn't need to. So let me just make sure that it is a 7 by 7 that I've just created. So it should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and Let's find another bit. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that is the actual outer casing. So that's where you want to use the assembly chambers as. So I can shove that over there. The next thing I need to do is the middle bits. So the middle, these outer edges, just like I'm doing now, needs to be the vents. So we're making a big CPU basically. So put all these in. And we just fill all of these in from the sides, so it actually covers the whole system, but leaving the inner part blank at the moment. I do need a way in and out as well, so let's just do the top here, just like so. I've left it one space from the top, so I don't have to put any torches up there, although there is some lights up there. You need to be worried about mobs. Like I say, you don't have to build it the same as what I have built it. It's personal preference. Have a play about with it. That's the beauty about this construction, is that it doesn't have to be exactly the same. Have a play, see what suits your needs. Some people may think that I've built it too big, or I've used too many pattern providers and things like that, but this is the way I like to build it, and it works for me, and that's what it's all about. Make sure it works and does the job that you want it to do. Right, so I've got some left over for this outer side here, 25, so I've made exactly the same right for that. Right. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put down the crafting CPUs, and I'm just going to layer the inside, just the outer layer. So again, all the way around. Let's make sure, hopefully I've made enough for this. So that's all the walls. So it leaves, again, just a hollow in the middle. Getting a bit worried. I haven't made enough. Now these are expensive. This is where you need the advanced processors. So again, it's up to yourselves of how big you want to make it. Whereas this is not too bad. Same with the heat vents. The heat vent is the ME cable they're not too bad. It's the actual processor, the crafting CPU, and the ME pattern provider. Again, this is very expensive. Made a lot of gold processing as well. Made over a stack of each, just so I can make, or in fact, probably a couple of stacks after I've finished making what I need to make. And that should leave me with not enough. Oh dear. Anyway. Oh no, yes, I have got enough. No, I haven't got enough. So I'm going to have to make some more. So you'll see in a minute what I make more. And then what I then do is fill all of these out. Just in the middle. Now, you don't have to have it in the same pattern as myself. You can make it nice, pretty patterns. You can alternate them, but that's what I usually do. So I want 6 more of those. So let's get out. Ooh. It's all those flashing lights. Where am I going? Right. So applied, and I want CPU. So I need 6 more of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Clear that. But it'll all be worth it in the long run, and you'll see why it's worth it. Like I say, you don't have to make it as big as this. You can make it bigger if you wanted to. Oops. Now I have fed a cable. Flight mode. Stop messing about. Right. Need to get this done. And right, got this last block. Hopefully if you've done it right, it should change. And ta-da! It's now an assembly containment wall. It still says the what it is, but it's basically we now have a processor. And I did put a cable at the bottom there, and so now when I click onto it, it becomes an ME modular assembly chamber. So molecular assembly chamber. I need to put my teeth in, I tell you. Right, so what are all these pages for? Well, we've got loads of pages, so I'm going to show you what we can do with these. So first things first, we need to make something just very simply. Shove that in there. So applied. We need to make one of these. I have everything but the crafting table, so let's scroll down. Let's get a bit of wood. Chuck it on the floor. Make a crafting table. Shove that in the middle. And we're going to make a pattern encoder. So, what does the pattern encoder do? Well, it allows us to make patterns. The other thing we need for this is, I wish it would, I see a problem with this is it doesn't keep your last search. We need pattern providers. So, pattern providers, let's just make 10 for the time being. It's like running low on stuff. Right. So you put your pattern providers in there. Now we can do complex tasks or we can do simple tasks. So let's do a simple task at first. So first things first, as we all know, let's get some oak because that's the one I want. I'm going to put oak in there. Doesn't matter where you want to put it. Now you don't have to have all the amounts, as long as you've got all the materials that you need for that recipe on yourself. You can create whatever recipe you need to create. So if I stick wood, and again it doesn't have to be, it could be anywhere in the system because like I say it's not shapeless. So it is shapeless crafting. If it's a shapeless crafting, then you obviously have to put it in the right position. But as it says here, we say one piece of wood, it creates 4 planks. And that's what we can do. So we can end, so it says up here, and we can encode it. That is now encoded, and it tells you on there what it is. Okay, and so that is that. And what we do then is we can put that in there. That's that done. So now when we come back, fighting through the doors, we can put planks. So if I take all of those out, it now comes up with the word crafting, and if we click onto that, we can craft as many or as little as we want, stacks or whatever. So now it will constantly do that. So like I say, you only need 1. So if I can clear that crafting menu now. So just left click onto it. Another one we usefully still do is sticks. So like I say, I only needed 1. So I've been able to do that. So I shall encode that. So clear that now. Looking good so far. So now I have that. So now we can create wood and we can create sticks. Lovely jubbly. And you can go through all of this through the whole crafting system. We can make chests. So let's do a chest encode. That's a very simple. So 8 pieces of wood, and like I say, you just keep on going. You can create whatever complex systems you want, even down to machines. So even down to your pulverizers and bits like that. I mean, at the end of the day, it is great now. So now, if I wanted sticks, if I wanted any more, it goes to crafting. And if there's a recipe that needs them and there isn't enough, then it will automatically craft them for you, as long as there is wood in there. And if there's no planks of wood, but there's actually just if there's no planks, but there's just wood, then it will create that wood into sticks as well. Now I'm going to stick with oak, even though I've got other woods in there, but yeah, oak is the one I'm going to do. And I'll do another one, which is cobblestone. So to get one item out of here, if you shift right click, you will get one item. If you just left click out of it, you get a full stack. If you just right click out of it, you get half a stack. So let's do this encode. Now, one of the best things to encode is the pattern itself. So if we clear that, let's do that, encode, clear that. So let's do and this is what my job's going to be for a short while. So I need some glowstone, I need one of those, I need some glowstone, glass, and what else do I need? I think it was iron. So let's have a look. So pattern provider, so it should be that, with that there, and that there, encode. Oh yes. So now I can create patterns as and when I want to. So let's put that up there, and let's make the next one on there. And you can do, and what I'm going to do is basically sort out so that they're all on. So I have different patterns for whatever mod is out there. And I say you can make patterns for everything you want to make. So now crafting becomes a lot easier. Now, by the looks of things, I'm going to have to go out and get some more Certus quartz. But if I go for pattern, craft, and we'll go for 10, begin. There we go, bang, 10. There's 10. So now I've got another 10 to create whatever I want to create. Now, I'm not having this here. I'm going to, if you notice, there was a slot over here. And that is where it's going to be. Now, it doesn't have to be attached to the ME cable, and I think you'll find it doesn't attach itself. But I wanted the pattern provider in the front here, and so this is where my pattern is going to be. So, that is that part of crafting, and there's a silly spider running around. Hey, Mr. Spider. So that's the crafting. And this is where we can now look at automating our machines as well. Yeah, there's nobody up here, look. There you go. Where are you? As you probably see as well, is that I do have everything all done on this side, so I don't get mobs flying through. Didn't move fast enough away. Not that too bothered about up here. But yeah, and then we can have a look at machines. Like I say, I'm not going to do it every episode, but through the episode we can now start thinking about setting up machines, setting up automating so it will auto smelt and auto pulverize or whatever I want it to do to create whatever I need it to create. Now, the other thing we can do is that we can pull other inventories in. So I mentioned about making some ender stuff. So if we type in here ender, we can make an ender chest and an ender tank. First things first, I'm going to make an ender chest, and I'm going to make 1, 2, 3. I'll make 3 just for the time being. Don't have any more, so let's craft another 10. Yep. So that's 3 of those. Right. The beauty about these is that you can set them all up, and if you notice, I only open one and they're all there. So they're linked together with what's in there. Oh, there's some wool in there. I did try this out before. That's the reason why there's still wool in the white chest. I wanted to make sure that it did work and it would pull into there, which it did. So I'm going to set one here. You can set colours as well, which I don't have the colours with me at this moment in time, but you can set it to different colours, but at the moment everything is fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change, in fact I could make another one, couldn't I? So I could pull all of these into here. And what else do we need to actually start pulling stuff? Let's have a little look. Let's just have potatoes coming into the system. No, I do want to be here. I don't want to be here anymore. So what we need is an export bus. Where's a basic export bus? Export. No, it's an import bus, isn't it? Import bus, I'm sure it is. I've got sticky pistons, so I can create a sticky piston. Just made 18 of them. I don't really need 18 of them, but I will use sticky buses and things like that in a bit. So I'm sure it is a sticky bus. So a basic. Aha. I think I need some other bits to do, but look at all the potatoes in there. Let's just show them over here. So I've got potatoes in here, which is good. Right, I'll be back in a minute, folks. Let me just do some bits and pieces. Should be back in a moo. Hello, back again. Yeah, I've just been sorting some bits and pieces out. Okay, so I've got ender chest now, both on the sugarcane and the potato, because they is what I want into the system. I then, oops, what's happened then? In fact, I don't need to go in here because I've walked down the bottom here. So I've now attached a ender chest to my system, as you can see over there. At the moment it's all white, white, white. So you can change these bits at the top here. I was just looking to see whether it was an export or import. I've made one of each and it's actually an import. So it imports stuff into the system and exports out of the system. So it's an import bus. So anything that comes into there now should move into here. So now I should have sugarcane in here and also potatoes. So just a little bit extra on how to import and export, but we're going to do a bit more into that when we start connecting up the machines, and also we're going to be able to see and use these patterns that we can create in a slightly different way. At the moment these are only patterns I've got there. I shall go through a few more. I'm not going to be able to make too many of these, but I'll go through some of the basic, simple tasks. There is a crafting terminal which I don't think I've got time to do. Crafting monitor, but that can show you what's being crafted at the time, and that is that one there, and I think we do have the time. So applied, let's just have it a crafting monitor. Bang, there we go, one crafting monitor. How's your doobry? And in there I can actually see what's actually being crafted at the time. So I shall have that up and running as well. Yeah, so that the main thing is that I've now got my ME system. It's a bit big, but trust me, I shall be making sure that everything I craft now, if I haven't already created a pattern for it, I shall create a pattern for it. So that's anything from down to, especially when it comes to space and we go into galactic craft, there's things in there that I want to automate and not have to keep going backwards and forwards when I get building machines. But any of these, any of the stuff that I make, although I've made most of them that I don't really need, but tying on the machines, I should make sure that the machines are all up and running of what I need. Any of my crafting that I want to do, so like a pulverizer, redstone furnace, which I'm going to use a lot of, induction smelter, magna crucible, fluid transposer, ignis extruder, cyclic assembler. We'll have a look at that a bit later. Yeah, I can craft them and automate them, and anything at all. The only thing with those sort of machines is that you have to have that pattern in there, that pattern in there, to allow it to create. But yes, it's there. It's stuff is there, and it's slowly starting to come together. As it is, it's, as you can see, it is a little bit time consuming gathering all the resources, but we've now extended our crafting or storage system. It's now allowing us to start crafting items up, which is a lot easier than to mess about. All we've got to do is ask for it, and I've now got stuff feeding into it. I'll get a few more ender tanks and other bits, so I will do a little bit more in the episodes. Maybe not quite the next one. I think the next one we might use that pink slime. Let's have a look at that. But for now, please like and subscribe. Leave any comments that or any suggestions that you can make. Anything at all. But other than that, this is me signing off, and I shall see you all in the next episode. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and see you all later. Bye bye for now.